Hi everyone, it's Amber from The Sensible Mama. Today's 5 Ways Wednesday, and today I'm going to show you 5 ways to keep your jujube bags looking like they're brand new. I see a lot of people asking questions about how to keep their jujube looking nice and new and pristine. The wonderful thing about jujube is that you actually don't have to work very hard to keep it looking nice. This is a durable brand, a machine washable brand, and it's just got this fabulous fabric that it's got voodoo all over it, and it just comes clean. But there are some things that you can do to keep your bags looking brand new so that they really hold their value over time. So the first one is something that you might already know, but just in case you don't, I want to go ahead and say it, and that is don't leave your jujube bags where they are getting persistently hit with sunlight. When these bags are exposed to prolonged bright sun over long periods of time, I'm not talking a couple hours, I'm talking like weeks or months, the material can start to fade a little bit, and it almost creates like a sunburst effect. I think you can see it best on prints like Admiral with that deep blue, or especially like a blackout bag. You just have to be careful with this color, because if you are not, like if you leave this out where it's getting persistent sunlight, this will begin to turn almost like an oil slick color, almost like Black Ops, except not pretty like Black Ops is, just like faded and not pretty looking. And there's really not much that you can do to correct it once that has happened. If you have a car bag, make sure that you find a spot in your car to leave it where it's not getting beat by the sun. I like to keep mine kind of on the floorboard underneath where my son's car seat is, because his car seat kind of shades that whole space underneath there, and I know it's not getting hit with sun all the time. Number 2 is to use boogie wipes to do spot cleanings on your bag while you're out. So I didn't realize this until today, but I never show you guys what's in the tech pocket of my bags, and that's because the same thing is always in there and I just never think to show it to you. So in that tech pocket, I almost always keep about a halfway full pack of boogie wipes. I have a Jeep, it tends to be covered in mud, and one of the most cringy moments of my jujube tenure was when I was walking past my car and I was wearing my Black Magic BFF, and I turned away from my car to pick something up, and when I did, I just swiped that entire bag across the muddy exterior of my Jeep, and all of the white on the mommy pocket of this BFF was covered in mud, and I was in way too big of a hurry. I could not go back inside and try to really deep clean it. So I pulled out my boogie wipes and I just went to town on that mommy pocket and it worked. I could not believe it. It got like 95% of the grime off of the bag. I was able to carry it for the whole day, barely even notice that there was any dirt on it, and when I got home, I did a deep clean. So let's say that your child spills some juice on your bag, or you spill your coffee or something, a boogie wipe on the bag is totally safe and it'll clean it right up. Now it will leave a little bit of a white smudgy kind of appearance on there that will dry and go away, but sometimes I do like to just make sure that I wipe it a little bit with my hand, or maybe even with a tissue if I have some, just to get any of that residue off of there. I don't know what it is about the boogie wipes that makes it a great cleaning agent, but it works. Number 3 is to use dish soap and a toothbrush to clean accessories like Beaneats, Be-Quicks, set pieces, and things like that. Once a week I do take my dish soap and a toothbrush and I use this to clean my son's Beaneats. We have like 3 or 4 of them, and I do rotate them, because once one is dirty, I just don't really want to deal, and I put it aside and I pull a new one out. So it's really great to use dish soap and a toothbrush to clean it off, and it always gets my Beaneats perfectly clean like they're brand new. Now, a lot of people will recommend using True Blue Dawn dish soap, and if I have some, that is what I use, but like on a day like today where I haven't been to the grocery store and this is what I have left over in my sink, this is what I use. What I usually do is pour really hot water into my sink, and of course plug the little sink so that the water stays in there. I put, I'm not like a measurement kind of girl, but I do like about one of these, like a about that much. And I just let my Beaneats soak in there for maybe 30 minutes to an hour, and then once they're done soaking in there, I'll just keep them kind of in the water. I'll put them on the palm of my hand and use the toothbrush to scrub any little places that didn't just come off in the soaking process. Then all I do is hang my bee neats back up on my refrigerator for them to dry, and the next morning they are ready to go. You can do this for your other accessories as well. I just don't clean those as often as I clean my bee neats, so I do those just occasionally as needed. But the dish soap and toothbrush routine is a weekly routine for me with the bee neats. Number 4 is about how to keep the whites on your prints really, really white. One of the most common emails that I get from customers is, do you think it's safe for me to get Black Magic or Black Beauty with all that white on there? I'm just afraid I'm gonna ruin it. And the answer is you should not be afraid to get those prints. I adore those prints, and I'm not even afraid to use them because I know that I can get them clean. But I do use a slightly different routine with prints that have a lot of white on them than I do with prints that don't. And actually the routine for keeping a print like this clean is pretty similar to what I just showed you with the dish soap and the toothbrush, but you just use a different type of cleaner. And that cleaner that you want to use for keeping the whites white is OxiClean. I would show it to you, but I've already packed it up for the move, so let's just put a picture right here. All I do to get items like this clean is, again, put hot water in the sink, plug up the sink, put a little bit of OxiClean in there, let these soak for about 30 minutes to an hour, and then I don't know why, but I don't use a toothbrush on my white prints. I usually get like a wet rag or something, and then I wipe down the print with that. Some people recommend that afterwards you should put it through the washing machine and use a little bit of detergent and OxiClean in the washing machine, but I really try hard to keep my bags out of the washing machine unless absolutely necessary. They are machine washable, don't get me wrong, but I do get nervous about putting anything that I love in the washing machine, so I just try to avoid it. And number 5 is how to wash your bags in the washing machine. I cannot tell you how many times I have seen girls accidentally destroy their bags putting them in the washing machine. Yes, they are machine washable, but you do have to be kind of careful because if you have an agitator or any kind of rough edges on the inside of your washing machine, you can destroy the print. Kate Schwenke actually did a really helpful video on how to wash your bags in the washing machine, and I just don't have the time to go into all of that detail, or this video is going to get crazy long. But I will link her video down in the description so that you can check that out as well. But here are the main principles that I try to follow after watching Kate's video and after talking to other people about how to do this. Number 1 is always make sure that you wash your bags inside of either a pillowcase or some kind of mesh laundry bag. I prefer the pillowcase just because there's no holes in it like a mesh would have holes, so I just feel that my bag is a little bit safer. Number 2 is make sure that you unzip every single zipper pocket and stick your hand into every pocket in your bag. I've heard horror stories about women washing pins with their diaper bags and destroying it because it got covered in ink. And number 3 is do not put it in the dryer. Hang it up to dry. I know it's a pain. It can take a little while, especially if you're washing something like a BFF, but trust me, you want to let it hang to dry. Alright guys, so those are the things that I do to keep my bag staying nice and new looking. If you have any ideas or tips, I'd love for you to comment them down below to help the other people who might be watching. If you found this helpful, I would love for you to give it a thumbs up below so that I know that this is a kind of content that you guys like, and I'll keep making more of it. And as always, if you're not currently a subscriber, I would love for you to consider subscribing so that you catch all of my content that comes out each week. I hope you guys have a fabulous day, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye!